Very good morning, dear students. I welcome you to this beautiful class of mine. So look at here. As I told you in our previous video lecture, keep with you copy and book. Yes, our literature book, textbook. Yes, why? Because in this class we are going to begin with our first one poem, that is Where the Mind is Without Fear. So I hope you are with your book and copy. Okay, so look at here. First of all, we will see the introduction of the poet Rabindranath Tagore. As we all know that this well-known poem has been written by this well-known, renowned person Rabindranath Tagore. First of all, understand who is Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is an Indian poet who is actually Bengali. Yes, Rabindranath Tagore is an Indian poet, belongs to West Bengal. Got it here? So, Rabindranath Tagore is renowned, well-known, famous poet, or again we can say he has won Nobel Prize in 1913 for anthology Gitanjali, for his anthology Gitanjali in 1913. And as you know that Nobel Prize is the biggest prize in the sector of writings, yes, or literature. So you will come to know that this poet is world-renowned person, world-famous person. His collection of poems Gitanjali was originally written in Bengali, but later on he translated it in English, and then its popularity spreaded all over the world. And the theme he has in this poem, devotional, spiritual, and then again patriotic, many aspects are there in this collection, this anthology. Due to that, he has been awarded with Nobel Prize in 1930. Many poets across the world have made their comments on this anthology. They have appreciated his work Gitanjali, and from this anthology, this poem which is in your syllabus, Where the Mind is Without Fear, has been taken. Got it here? So this is Rabindranath Tagore, the world famous poet, world famous Indian poet. Got it? Now, second, we are going to see the introduction of the poem. Got it? Introduction of the poem. So first thing you must know is the poem has been written when India was under British rule. When India was under British rule, that time the poem was written. Got it? When the poem was written? When was the poem written? The poem was written when India was under British rule. First thing. Yes? And that's why in 1913 he won Nobel Prize. Got it? Second thing, this poem Where the Mind is Without Fear is written in the form of prayer. Written in the form of prayer. Prayer means what? Prarthana. Where we ask something to the God. Yes? So same here, this poem is also in the form of prayer, where Rabindranath Tagore praise the God for freedom. Praise the God for freedom for the country. He asked the God, the Almighty, for freedom for the country. Means to make our country independent, free from the British rule. Free from the British rule. Why? Because that time the British were exploiting Indians. Yes, they were exploiting Indians. They ruled India, and they, what can I say, they had done many mischiefs with our country, our people, and that's why, looking at the plight of our people, Rabindranath Tagore asked the Almighty, the God, for freedom for the country, to make our country free from the British rule. Got it? Secondly, he again appeals to God. He appeals to God for not only political freedom, but also social, educational and economic freedom. Means he did not want only political freedom, but also he wanted social, educational and economic freedom. Why? Because that time our people were not free. If we think about this aspect, there were social barriers, discrimination was there among people. You are Kshatriya, you are Brahman, you are Shudra, you are Vaishya, like this. So these social barriers were there, social creeds were there, social blocks were there, and that's why Rabindranath Tagore has asked God for social freedom. As well as he again asked for educational. Why he asked for the educational freedom? Because that time education was not free for everyone, and that's why he praised God for knowledge to everyone. Means he asked for the freedom of knowledge, asked for educational freedom. Means every person of this country should get education. It should not be on the basis of caste, creed or their social status. As we know, that time rich people were having educational right. Women were not. Shudras, they were also what can I say? Shudras were also not having the right to education. The Shudras. Means that time there was not freedom for everyone. There was not educational freedom. There was not educational freedom for the people of India. Means except few elite peoples. Except few elite peoples, rest were not having the right to education, and that's why Rabindranath Tagore asked for educational freedom. After that, economic freedom. He asked for economic freedom for the people of India. Why? Because the social status was not equal for all. Yes, some were very rich, some were very poor. So this was the plight of our India when it was under British rule. So looking the scenario, the bad or worse scenario of our country, Rabindranath Tagore has asked for social, educational and economic freedom for the people of India, along with political freedom. Along with the political freedom for the country. Got it? So this is the introduction of this poem, where the mind is without fear. Do note down the points. Do write fast. So now, after the introduction of the poem, we are going to continue this poem. So half part of the poem is written here, half part will be after this. Okay. So first thing you should know the poem, where the mind is without fear and head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Got it? So these are few poems of this poem. These are few lines of the poems. Remaining lines we will do after this. Okay. So look at here. In the very first line, where the mind is without fear and head is held high. Head is held high. Look at there, the meaning. The meaning of this line. What is the meaning of this line? Where the mind is without fear. So as we have seen, this poem is in the form of prayer. This poem is in the form of prayer. So here in the very first line of the poem, poet Rabindranath Tagore he asked God the Almighty for the country or make his country free from any kind of fear. Any kind of fear. Got it? Means here he wanted a haven of freedom. He wanted a haven of freedom. He has a concept in his mind. A haven of freedom. A haven of freedom means he wanted his country to make a haven where every person should not have any kind of fear. Should not have any kind of fear in his mind. In his mind. Got it? Means here the poet asked the God for the place, for the country where the people of his country should not have any kind of fear in their minds. In their minds. And that's why he asked the God for the people, for the country where every mind means every person is free from fear. Is free from fear. So with this saying, the poet has begun this poem. The poet has begun saying that the mind of his countrymen should be free from any fear. Got it? Got the meaning? In a line we can say the meaning of this poem is, the poet has begun this poem saying that the mind of his countrymen should be free from any fear. Should be free from any fear. Got the meaning of first half line? Got it? Free from any fear. Remain there. Just pay attention. What am I saying? I am saying that the poet has begun this poem saying that the mind of every countryman of his country should be free from any fear. Got it? Secondly, again he asked for the dignity of people. the dignity of the countrymen. There he asked the God for the place, the country where his countrymen should hold their heads high with dignity. Got it? Dignity, you know better. Dignity, self-respect. Yes, Swabhiman. So here the poet has asked the God for the place where his countrymen should hold their head high but with dignity. Should hold their head high with dignity. Got it? Got the meaning of first line? What is the meaning of first line? In the first line, the poet is asking for the place where the mind of his countrymen should be free from any fear and their heads should be held high with dignity. Held high with dignity. Got it? Got the meaning of first line? Okay. Now the second one, where knowledge is free. Where knowledge is free. So the poet Rabindranath Tagore has again asked for the place where knowledge is free for everyone. As we have seen already in the introduction, the poet has asked for educational freedom also. The poet appeals to God for educational freedom. So this is what, where knowledge is free. Yes, the poet has asked here to the God for educational freedom. Every person of this country should have the right to education. They should not be abandoned. They should not be neglected or ignored due to their caste or creed or color or race. Though they are men or women, though they are Shudras or rich or poor, whatever, their social status or whatever, their caste, they should not be ignored. They all should have the freedom to get education, to get knowledge. Got it? So here the poet prays the God. He appeals to the God for educational freedom for the people of India. Got it? So here the meaning of this line is the poet prays to God or appeals to God for educational freedom, where the knowledge is free for everyone. Knowledge is free for everyone. The knowledge should be given to everyone without any kind of discrimination, without ignoring the people, without thinking about their caste, creed, religion or social status or gender. Means here he asks the God for equal right, equality with the aspect education, knowledge. Got it here? Means the poet has asked for the educational freedom. Every person of this country should have the right to education, should have right to get knowledge. Get knowledge where the knowledge is free. Understood? Understood the meaning of second line? Now look at that. The third one, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Look at here. Again, the poet has asked for the world, the united world, united. Yes, means here he asked for the place or the country or the world which has not been broken up into small pieces. As we know, if we think about our country or if we think about the world, or many small pieces. This is India, that is Pakistan, so this is America, this is England, Europe, like this. Why? So here, thinking about the whole world, taking the universal concept, the poet has asked the God for unity, for the united world. And here he appeals the God for the place where the world has not been broken up into pieces. Fragments, as we have seen the meaning, fragments means small pieces. So where the world has not been broken up, divided into various small pieces on the basis of caste, religion, class, race, color in our society or in the world. As we know, our society is also divided into various parts, various blocks on the basis of religion, class, race, caste and color. Black, white, yes, Poar, Chambar, Mahar, like this. So, are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. So here the poet asks for the united world, where the world has not been broken up into pieces on the basis of, or the world has not been divided into various parts on the basis of caste, religion, class, race and color. This is the meaning of this one. Narrow domestic walls means this one. Yes? Division on the basis of caste, religion, class, race, color, etc. So here the poet Rabindranath Tagore thought about the united world. He thought about the single piece, the world in a single piece, not into various divisions or in various parts. So this was his thinking, and that's why he was appreciated all over the world, across the world he was appreciated due to his thinking. He was the man of this. So look at here, again you will find where words come out from the depth of truth. Where words come out from the depth of truth. So here depth of truth is related to sincerity. It is related to sincerity. So here he says the words which are coming out from our mouth that we are uttering, these words should be honest with sincerity. Means whatever we say or speak, this should be, or they must come out from our depth of heart. And as you know, if the words are coming out from our depth of heart, that means these are true with sincerity. Yes. So the people of this world should speak sincerely, should speak the truth sincerely with honesty. So here he asked the God for his men, for what can I say, the people. And there he says the poet wants a country. The poet wants a country where the words spoken by the people should be uttered with sincerity, with honesty, without having any biased opinions, without having any prejudices. As we know, as we have seen here, the world has been divided into various divisions, various blocks, various parts on the basis of all those, because of prejudices. So every word uttered by the people, uttered by a man, should be spoken with sincerity. Should be spoken sincerely. Should be spoken with sincerity, with honesty, without having any prejudice or biased opinions. So here he requests the God, he prays the God for such a place, such a country where everyone is sincere and honest. Got it? So here where means here the poet prays for the country where the words spoken by the people should come out from the depth of heart. From the depth of heart, that means with sincerity, with honesty, without having any biased opinions. Understood? Then is the next line where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. So look at here in this poem, in this line, tireless striving and stretches its arms. Meanings are given here. Tireless striving, continuous efforts and hard work. Stretches its arms means attempts made and achieving a goal. Means here the poet is asking for the country or for the place where every man or every person is a hardworking. Every person is a hardworking. Every person would do or should do the hard work, should do the continuous efforts to achieve his goal. To achieve his goal or to get the perfection in his skill or to get the perfection in his hand. Got it here? So the poet is asking for the place where tireless striving, that means where the person, every countryman of his country should do hard work, should do continuous efforts to achieve a goal in their life or to achieve the perfection in his life, in his skills. So here Rabindranath Tagore is asking for such a country, such a place where every person is a hardworking. Every person is doing continuous efforts. Yes, what we can say? He is asking for a workaholic. He is asking for a person who is sincere in his duty. Sincere for his duty, doing continuous efforts to achieve his goal. Got it? So here, did you understand the meaning of these lines? First one, the poet is asking for the country where the mind of his countrymen should be free from any fear and the heads should be held high in dignity. Should be held high in dignity. Again he asks for the place where the knowledge is free. Means he asks for the place or the country where everyone has the educational freedom. There should not be any kind of discrimination to give education on the basis of this caste, creed or whatever. Social barriers. Besides that, here the poet has asked for united world. Ask for the united world where the world has not been broken up into small pieces on the basis of caste, creed, religion, race, color, etc. Means there he asked for the united world. Apart from that, the poet has asked for the place where the men of his country should speak or utter from the depth of heart, with sincerity, with honesty. Then again he asks for the place where every person of his country are hardworking. Every person of his country is hardworking, doing continuous efforts to achieve goal in his life. Got it? Understood? So write down first this poem and the meanings.